Hey everyone, it's Cory McCarthy and welcome to a new episode. So as many of you have become aware,
Gallagher, also known as Kinobody, recently did a video message to vegans.
Watching it felt like experiencing over 14 minutes of intellectually starved verbal skull fucking, but I managed to get through it so that I could give an accurate response. And in this video I will dissect his main points and provide my counter-arguments in my usual fashion.
So much of what I've learned over the last, 5-10 years in fitness has been, it's so easy for us, we just want to cling on to something. We want to demonize something. We want to say, you know what, the reason, that we can't get in shape is we gotta cut out, the sugars. The sugars are bad. And so, vegan is the same thing. It's like trying to demonize and cut out, meats and different foods. And it's like, do you really think that eating protein or eating meat is what's causing our health issues? Of course not. No, nothing, no single food or macronutrient is responsible for poor health. We know this. Everyone knows this. But we always want to demonize something, this, and this. It's like, guys, you're doing the same fucking thing. For a long time it was like low carb or paleo, even before that it was very low fat, and it always shifts and changes and one thing comes in, and right now it's been vegan, and vegans going crazy on YouTube, and I've never done a video about them. I don't care to, but they just are trying to take me down because you know what? My shit is sexy.
Where do I begin? First of all, Greg, meat isn't a macronutrient. Meat isn't protein either. I noticed you kind of stumbled over your words there. In case you're genuinely unsure, yes, protein is a macronutrient, but meat isn't just comprised of protein.
In fact, if you look at the nutrition profile for 3 ounces of 85% lean ground beef, approximately 55% of its calories come from fat.
Beef, for instance, is essentially more of a fat source than a protein source, as you can see. But let's say we look at chicken breasts, something that is considered a lean pre-contest staple in most bodybuilding meal plans.
You will notice that still, about 20% of the total calories in one serving are from fat.
While chicken breast does contain more calories from protein than fat, it is still comprised of 1/5 fat. It's not just protein. I reiterate, meat isn't a macronutrient. This is basic nutrition, Greg, and you're someone who sells nutrition and training advice for a living. You should know this. Second, yeah, it's actually supported by a growing body of research that meat is linked to particular health concerns. For instance,
in October 2015, after a review of 800 studies led by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, red meats have been classified as a possible Group 2A carcinogen to humans, whereas processed meats like bacon are classified as a Group 1 carcinogen to humans.
Beef and bacon, Greg.
Both of which are items you promote to your followers.
And no, Greg, while I cannot speak for other vegans, I can speak for myself. I am not trying to take you down, nor am I calling you out because of jealousy, and I am most certainly not doing this because your shit is sexy, as you say. Rather, I'm calling out bullshit, misinformation, in this case that you have publicly shared. More specifically, misinformation being shared to a sizable following of people.
Which is why I called you out the first time regarding a misinformed public post you had made on Facebook, pictured here on the right.
And that video is linked below if anyone needs a refresher. I am an ethical vegan, Greg. Veganism is not just a diet.
Veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practical, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose.
The diet is just one aspect of the whole lifestyle. For instance, vegans also don't wear leather, silk, wool, etc. And for the record, only approximately 5% of my video content are response or call-out videos. And I have 212 videos on my channel prior to this one, so let's be real. That isn't a significant amount of response content. I do these types of videos when I have something valid to argue. Cases in point, my previous video to you in February, and this one here. I do not do these types of videos purely to stir the pot of drama.
Vegans, dude, all you're doing is demonizing something and making that the root of poor health. You're smarter than that. Come on, be smarter than that.
Greg, you're missing the bigger picture. This goes beyond just health. You are so narrow-sighted. You're actually arguing against a subject that you clearly know jack and shit about, and Jack left town. That makes you look like a tremendous fool. As I said previously, veganism is an ethical way of life, not just some kind of a fad, nor is it just a diet. I know you saw my previous video because you left comments. You didn't refute my argument, but you certainly left comments. But you clearly missed some of the key points that I had made in that video. For instance,
by going vegan, you quantifiably save animal lives, proven sentient beings just like you and I. You also fight the incredible devastation to our planet caused by animal agriculture that has been statistically documented by the UN. In fact, a new study by the University of Oxford bolsters this UN statement, declaring that a global switch to a plant-based diet could save 8 million lives by 2050, reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2/3, lead to healthcare-related savings, and also avoid climate-related damages of $1.5 trillion US.
In other words, going vegan not only saves lives, promotes better health, but also promotes a healthier planet, as well as a healthier economy, all of which are sufficiently documented. And the kicker,
you don't need animal products to survive or thrive, not at any stage of life, not even as an athlete.
All you have to do is stop consuming them.
If you want to optimize your health, then focus on eating the foods that you feel great on. And that's one more thing to think about is how good do you feel with your diet? Do you feel like you have good, clear energy? Or are you getting sick very often? Or are you not getting sick for, several months on end? How is your focus? All these things. Go to the doctor, get your blood markers checked. I've got my blood markers checked a couple times and they were through the roof. The doctor was like, whatever you're doing is working. This is all important. And you know what? I wouldn't feel great on a vegan diet. I need that protein. I need more fat. I like eating meat.
Going by how great you feel when you consume something is not a sign that you're optimizing your health. For instance, cocaine users report feeling fantastic when they take cocaine. So by your logic, cocaine must be a health product. You see the flaw in your reasoning there? And your blood work is purely personal anecdote. It does not accurately conclude that your advice, which may not be causing you harm right now, will continue to be harmless to you over time, or will be harmless blanket statement for someone else. And remember, you are selling nutrition and training advice. And where do you get the impression that you cannot get protein or fat on a vegan diet? That reasoning is nutritionally absurd. Again, you sell people nutrition advice. You should know this shit.
I clearly must reiterate, appropriately planned vegan diets are healthful and nutritionally complete for any stage of life, including athletes.
In other words, you can obtain all of the nutrients you need while following a vegan diet, and even be competitive in doing so. So ultimately it boils down to your taste buds. That's really all that's left of your reasoning at this point. I mean, cut the other unsubstantiated excuses, Greg, and just admit that you're fucking selfish. The animals be damned, the environment be damned, the economy be damned, so long as Greg O'Gallagher gets to consume cooked flesh. Is that what it is, Greg? Because I reiterate, all of your other excuses have been demolished. Moving along, at this point you go into a 5-minute brain-numbing closing monologue, which I will try to condense into a quick clip here.
This vegan thing becomes their cult, becomes their religion. They feel like they're on this high horse because, oh, I'm a vegan and I care about the animals and this and that and you're below me. Why can't you just sit back and just accept that not everyone's a vegan? Why can't you just accept that you can't control everyone? You can control you, but you can't control everyone. Stop judging people, man. Because that's just the ego, your ego getting huge and trying to judge people and put people down.
Such sensitivity, Greg, but that's true of people in general today, so it isn't just you. When someone provides statistics and research contrary to the status quo, such as I've done with this and other videos,
people instantly label it as angry or hateful, whine, 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 bitch, cry, moan, go tell mommy about it.
But why is this? Likely because it doesn't agree with their opinions or with their feelings. Keep in mind, facts couldn't give a single sloppy seconds fuck about people's feelings. The facts will be the facts regardless if they're agreeable and pretty or disagreeable and eye-opening. People need to be educated, they need to have their eyes open to the consequences of their actions, and they need to stand up and take fucking responsibility, not just remain complacent and ignorant cowards. Positive change cannot occur if people remain in the dark. Voices need to be heard, jimmies need to be rustled, and this is historically true.
One day, perhaps, we will look back upon the current exploitation, servitude, and mass slaughter of animals with disdain.
Much in the same way as we do now looking back on former slavery in Western nations, for instance. So yes, vegans will continue to be vocal and the movement will continue to rise.
Much as it has done since 2011, going by trend data.
If the facts don't sit well with you, perhaps take a deep inward look and figure out why. I don't think you or most people are inherently bad. I just think by and large, people are ignorant and require education.
I mean, statistically, true psychopaths only make up about 1% of the general population.
Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, do like and share it. Get it out there so it may reach a wider audience and spread like wildfire in the face of the opposing body of misinformation. Also, please subscribe to my channel to keep on top of regular content releases.
And if you're interested in making some ethical fucking vegan gains, check out my comprehensive services linked at the description below.
Otherwise, I'll see you around next time.